7, lesson 19. All right. Yeah, it is pretty short. Even the homework was mostly
all
just
questions on one set of data in.
yeah, it's just learning to put the data in and then running the test. So it actually, what was that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it wasn't too bad. In fact, if we hurry through this and get fast, if you guys want, we can work through the homework together.
Oh, yeah.
Although it says, you what?
I said the other thing I discovered is you better make sure each cell is done exactly the same. Like if you didn't capitalize US on both of them, you end up with a blank cell there because it's trying to read. I went, what?
I know I did that with one test where I accidentally misspelled one word, and so I had like 5 extra different cells, and I was like, what? Anyway,
yeah,
realized my error, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, this is unforgiving. You have to put it all in exactly the same in every cell.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get started. All right. Part 2. Population. Okay. Ambitious intro to stats. Students wanted to conduct a survey among church members and ask them about their party affiliation and whether or not they were in favor of Proposition 8. They would like to see if there is an association between party affiliation and voting preference for Prop 8 with a level of significance of 0.05. Okay, so A says state the null and alternative hypothesis.
Well, that's just going to be that they're. I'm trying to remember how I said it.
Well, the null will be the equal. Party equals voting preference.
No, it's just going to say that they're not independent.
Well, say, go ahead, Chris.
It's going to say that they're independent, right?
Well, so what you have to say,
they're not independent.
Yeah, so you have to say party affiliation and voting preference, or they use different words, but party affiliation and whether they are for or against Proposition 8 are independent.
Oh, okay. Null is independent. Alternatives are not independent. This is essentially the key.
Yes.
The keywords.
Yeah, the same sentence, but just changed independent and not dependent. Independent, excuse me.
You might be right. Well, back to our, just a quick thought of our project, because we're dealing with 5 different colors.
Yeah.
Don't you think that when you see it like written like that, either our colors are, no, well, they're not independent versus not independent.
Well, it doesn't.
Because it doesn't matter. I mean, you can have an all red one for accidentally. Sorry, I'm dying.
Right. Well, it might still be this test. We just have to come up with, and I think she'll help us figure out which one we're supposed to use. But I was trying to think of that.
Maybe we should ask our TA. Put him to work.
That's right.
You got to find him first.
Right.
Well,
okay.
Sorry.
All right. No, you're fine. So question B, it says, what are the requirements for this test?
Well, the only requirement that I could find was that every cell had to be greater than 5.
Yeah. So it has to be a simple random sample.
Oh, okay. I forgot that part.
And then, but they all are, or at least the ones they present to us. And then it says 2, that the expected counts are greater than 5. Do you guys understand what expected counts are?
I don't remember that part.
Okay, so in the reading it said the expected counts are the counts that we expect to see if the null hypothesis is true. So the software actually does that work for us.
Yeah.
But he taught it as you take the row total times the column total divided by the table total. That's how they get it, but we don't ever have to do it because what we do.
Because SPSS loves us.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and create this chart. I'm gonna So if we go, do you want me to share the screen or?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to open up a new data file with SPSS. I'm going to
Okay.
come in and share that. Okay. Okay. So our first variable can be Republican. So you would type in.
But unless you lengthen it, you can't type in all of Republican. It'll only go to LI.
Yeah, what you have to do, if you have to, I'll show you how to go in and change that so you can. Oops. Republican.
We
So
know
you
what you
do
meant.
two, yeah, you do two Republicans because we have against and for, in favor and against, and then you do two Democrat. Okay, and so if you're having a hard time typing in the whole world, you just go click on variable view. Can you guys see that? Did it
Mhm.
switch over?
Yeah.
Okay, and you go to the width right here,
Change it.
and
Okay.
you can change it to 50 and you can change it to 100, but just whatever you need to. So then we go in and change it. We're going to put down party for our name, and here, so then we go to the second and we'll just type in favor and then against. Right here it's not going to let me type in against, and like I said, then I just go back into variable view, select width, and maybe do 9, and it will let me do it. So then we do it for you can actually hold it and copy it, so just make sure you get the same
Mhm.
spelling.
Yes. Otherwise, it gives you a funny, skunky picture.
Yeah, exactly. And then you go in, we're going to do, what's the right word? Preference, right?
Well, I wrote it as view.
Okay, that
I
works
wrote
too.
it as party and view.
Doesn't matter. And then I'm going to create this third one while I'm in here, is count, and it will automatically make it a decimal, and I don't like to have it, I mean, it'll make it numeric. So then we just go in and put in, so Republicans that we're in favor of were 250, against were 50, Democrats were 120 in favor, and 80. So there's our set.
Mhm.
Right.
And then we need to go do weight it. So we go data, weight cases by the count. Sorry. Let's see. I don't know what it just did. Oh, it did it. Okay. It took me a different page. Do you guys see my output page, or you still see that data page?
Just the data page. I don't know why it does that to you, because in my other group, he was
So
doing,
it does fine.
well, he was sharing his screen. He was doing Excel, and we were able to follow along the whole. But I
Go
mean, it
back
wasn't
and
open.
forth.
I guess he wasn't technically open new windows. Maybe that's the whole thing. I don't know.
Well, maybe I need to play with it more and see. So then, in order to create the chi-squared, you go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, down to Crosstabs. We're going to put the party in the row, and then Preference in the column, and go up to Statistics, hit chi-square, continue. Display clustered bar charts, because they sometimes ask us, but anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to go share this screen. Now that we're all right, stop that one, and then okay. All right, so here's that pulled up. So it's got our chi-square test and our bar chart. So it's asking, what are the requirements? Oh, it's asking, are the requirements met? So if you look at the little footnote down at A, do you guys see that down there?
Zero
Uh-huh.
cells have expected count less than 5. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's what tells us that the requirements have been met. And then it says calculate on D. It says calculate the chi-square or chi-square. I keep wanting to say it's chi statistic.
Okay, you can
So
see that
that's-
that's 33.957.
Yeah. And then also
How would-
asks us, and go ahead.
And how would we document that a to the power?
The A is just the footnote
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
to take us to. I did it the first time too. I wrote an A, and then I realized, oh, it's the footnote. So we don't have to do that one. It's just
Gotcha.
telling us that everything met. And then degrees of freedom for E is 1. And then p-value. And one thing they said in the lesson is it will always be two-sided for this kind of test.
Right.
So if you want to see what it says 0 here, which is, but if you want to see, remember just to double click on that spot. Did it pop up for you guys?
Yeah.
And then you hold it on there and it shows us 5.6343, 10 to the -9. So
It's 0.
anyway, yeah, it's 0. So based on that, for G, what do we do with this?
We reject it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's 0.05. And then what's our conclusion when we reject it?
That voting party and views of the voters are not independent. We have sufficient evidence to say that.
Sufficient evidence. Ah.
Yeah, sufficient evidence to suggest that party affiliation and whether or not they voted for or against proposition were not independent.
Gotta love those double negatives.
I know. I know. I have to say to myself as I read that, they're not independent, even though they said, well, we really can't technically say this, but I just say they're dependent on each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so that is that. So we can go to the quiz.
Yeah. Let's go to the quiz.
Wonder where Eduardo is.
I know. Good night, bud. All right. Okay, go to my quiz.
Oh, but there's 14 questions on that quiz. Crying out loud.
It
It wasn't that much the whole thing.
I know. All right.
I wonder if they're going to try to confuse me.
14, including our 2 freebies.
Yep.
Look at that.
Last week's was like 20.
Yeah,
I
but
20 questions.
but didn't it, well, because it was like all these little parts, it went fast. Like once we did the work, we had multiple answers. Boom, you know.
Yeah, this one will probably be the same. Yeah, let's do this for the next 9 questions. Okay, sounds good. All right. Let's see. It wants the following data set. So I'm going to open that up.
Oh, this is the chiropractic one again.
They've been doing that lately. They've been using the same that's in the
One that was in
the reading.
reading.
Yeah, which is nice because then I'm familiar with it.
You gotta wonder if they're just making this stuff up.
Probably. Some of it, yes. Some of it I actually recognize, like studies that have been done somewhere. But all right, so I just went fast forward too fast. Okay, for the next 7 questions, a public opinion poll surveyed a simple random sample of 1,000 voters. Respondents were classified by gender and voting preference. The results are presented here. For this set of questions, we'll explore the research questions. Do men's voting preference differ significantly from women's voting preferences with a level of significance 0.05? What set of hypotheses is appropriate for addressing the research question? Question 3.
Let's see.
Gonna have to be C.
Classified by gender and then voting. So it would have to be, are they are independent, and then are they not? So I agree with Chris, C.
Yep, I think I agree. All right, so C, I guess I better click it. Okay. Okay, what is the equation for computing the degrees of freedom?
Isn't it A?
I thought it was C.
I thought they did the plus first. But
I wrote it down as number of rows minus 1 times number of rows of columns minus 1.
That's what I thought, that it was a C.
I thought I saw plus, but I don't have my reading in front of me.
Yeah. I know, I had to guess. I had to go look because I was leaning towards plus at the beginning too. All right. What is the correct choice for the degrees of freedom for this problem? So we actually need to go create.
We have to put it in there then, don't we?
Yeah.
Bummer.
I know. How dare they?
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm such a dork. It's a minus. I don't know why I thought I saw a plus.
It's okay. We're seeing a lot of things, if that makes sense. We're
it's really hard to keep the different formulas
separate
in your head.
It is. It is. Okay. So let me go up here. All right. So we're going to do, we have 2. So Republican, Democrat, and Independent. And all right.
Isn't wait.
You what?
Oh, Republican, Democrat, and Independent. Yeah, I was going to say. Okay.
So do 2 of each in.
So when you're counting the rows and the columns, do you do the total? Do you add the totals, or do you take into consideration the total, or like is it just the 2 variables, which is female and male? So it would be 2 minus 1.
Yeah. What you mean when we're inputting it?
Or when we're just looking, when we're doing it by hand, when we're doing it the long way. I was just wondering. I don't remember reading that.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, it says 2 variables. So yeah, so it's the first variable minus and the second variable. So but do we consider the total count a variable?
No. That's just, that's just, so like if we were to like figure out the expected counts or whatever, you would use the total. But because the program does it all by itself, that we don't have to. And then we just do male and female. It is, what did it list first? I'm not looking at it. Let's see. Female. Okay. Do you guys want me to share the screen on this, or are you guys doing it too? Doesn't matter to me.
Yes, but I'm doing it so much slower than you are.
I don't know about that. I'm still slow. Okay, copy, paste, copy, paste. Okay. I know it takes forever. What? Okay. Stop. All right. Let's see. I'm going to share. Okay. Then I'm going to put the count in. The count is female 250 and 200. 250, 200. Let's see. 300 and 150. Okay. 50 and 50. Okay. All right. So I think I've got it in right. So I'm going to weigh mine. Rate cases. Okay, analyze. Wait. All right. Party, gender, statistics. Okay. All right. How's it going, Chris and Carrie? Are you guys almost there? Or... Let's see. I'm going to show what I got. Okay, so here's the result of what I put in. Okay.
So they're going to want to know the chi-square.
They want to know the degrees of freedom for question 5.
Which is 2.
Okay, yeah. All right.
You know, every test that we've seen, the significance has been 0.
Yeah. And if you round it up to, if you round it up to 3, then it's always just 0. Sometimes I've had it say round to 5, and then you get more.
Yeah, I saw one of those too.
Yeah. Okay, question 6 says, are the requirements for conducting the chi-squared test met? So
yes, because.
So number 5 was 2?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. That.
And then I'm looking at the chi-square test. At the bottom, it says 0 cells have an expected count less. I mean, have an expected count less than. So all the requirements are met. So yes, there are at least 5 expected counts in each cell.
No.
In each cell. So it looks like it's A.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree? Or the first one?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And what is the value of the chi-squared test statistic?
That's that 16 number, right?
Yeah.
So 16.204, right?
Uh-huh.
Am I reading your screen? I was using your screen. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
And I keep wanting to scroll. It doesn't work.
You're like, move it, move it.
Can you scroll that for me, please?
I can't see nothing. Okay, and then it asks us what the p-value is for this problem, which looks like 0. It says round to 3 decimal places.
So they want 0.000?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to reject the null. So sufficient evidence to suggest that.
Because the original question was, are they independent?
The thing is always going to have the words in there as are not independent.
Yep. And then
A or C, and it's going to have to be A because
that's the correct lingo. Yeah. There's sufficient evidence to suggest that gender and voting preferences are not independent. Okay, I agree. All right.
Man, that double negative language still, I have to like work on that because I think that's where I really went wrong.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. So in this set of questions, we review the reasons for seeking chiropractic care study from the reading with modified data. Please use the data presented here. So that's the one we already get opened up. Yay.
So you don't have to type it in yourself. La, la, la.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Let's see. Okay. All right. So
analyze descriptive statistics, crosstabs.
The research question for the study is, do people in Europe, Australia, and the United States seek chiropractic care for the same reasons? Level of significance of 0.05. The hypothesis, location, and the motivation to visit a chiropractor are independent or not independent. The conditions for conducting a chi-squared test for independence are satisfied. All right, so sorry, I've got to go in and run that.
Oh my goodness.
I've got mine.
Oh, my computer just did something weird.
Oh, did it?
Oh, it flashed at me because it's trying to open my SPSS.
Okay, so mine's pulled up.
Oh,
Mine's being a jerk.
you're just being a jerk.
So-
You jerk.
Okay, so what's the next question they want? Because I've got mine pulled up.
So
What's the what? Sorry.
So what did we say on 10? Or have we not gotten there? Are the conditions met?
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
That's
I think they're
Okay.
okay.
And degrees of freedom. Freedom.
and I'll tell you.
Come on.
Come on.
There we go.
Why is this not opening?
The degrees of freedom is
It's
8.
jerk.
And even?
Yep, just
8.
says 8.
Okay.
And the value of your x squared? X to the 2 power? I don't know what they call it. X with
Chi.
with a top hat.
That's right. It's not the B hat. Yeah, I want to call it chi. It sounds cooler, but it's chi.
Okay, so the chi-square is like 7.436. Let me make sure I got the right one on there. Reason.
That's what I got as well.
Okay.
So what's the answer?
7.436.
Okay.
And
Is our p-value 000?
no.
No, it's not this time. Dang it. Confused me again.
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
0.490. Is that what you got?
0.490.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0.490.
Which is bigger than our alpha.
What's our alpha? I put, is that our alpha was 0.05. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it's bigger than alpha. What statement?
So insufficient.
Right.
Well, there's only one that has insufficient. That one says there is not enough evidence.
Well, you have to use the phrase insufficient.
And it probably could.
Yeah, but you'd have to argue with it or something.
Yeah, I mean, if they had the right stuff, this one doesn't. It says just.
Well, remember the reason why they use that verbiage is because technically
can't use dependent.
Well, because remember, like there was something. Remember, it was like in the first chapter when we started talking about this stuff, the hypothesis test. It was like there's like nothing's ever absolute, and so insufficient means that at this point we can't prove it, but that doesn't mean we can't prove it further or something. Remember, it was something like that to that.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Yes. All right. We got 100%. Nice job.
You rock.
You guys rock. We all did it. Sweet. Cool.
Crazy.
Cool. All
Cool.
right. Yeah, and seriously, the homework is just the same. It's just putting in the information.
Making sure you're diligent with your information.
Making sure you go back over that every single time. Because even one little mistake in there will throw your whole thing off.
Right.
All of a sudden, all these empty holes in there that say, oh, no, there's a 0 in here. And you're going, what?
Right.
Where did that come from?
Exactly. So
it'll just take me a long time to do it because I'm going to have to just go over it and over it and over it and just make sure I dot every I, and cross every T.
Well,
yeah, cross your eyes. That will really help, Chris.
It might.
That's right. So
it might help. You never know.
The first one's the longest one. The other ones aren't too long. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I went through it and just, yeah, it's just putting the stuff in that probably took the longest. Copy and paste, so.
Yeah, because once you get it in, see, you've got everything there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.